If you're just using gaffing and vinyl, they stretch, so it doesn't really matter which one you lay first. And then you can go on to stripes with lots of colors. And I always, if you note, I always lay down the metallic tape first because it gives you a nice even amount between each of them, because it can't change its distance once you're laying it down. It doesn't stretch. And also because if I laid this down and it stretched and it's going all over the place, it would be really hard to get the metallic to line up perfectly with it. And also, a third reason, because if I put the metallic tape on and I didn't put things covering the edges of the metallic tape, then it would curl off and it would eventually rub off. So putting it down with the edges makes it really steady. So always put down, even if I do metallic tape on top, like in this design, I still, as you can see, went over each edge of the metallic tape with a thin vinyl tape so that no edges of the metallic tape are showing. So basic spirals, we've got this, we've got a candy cane one right here. So those are basic spirals. Then you can also go the other way. I like to line them up. A lot of times I'm going the other way so that it makes a nice pattern. Here, this purple one, if you can see, so that it lined up here and here. I like to line up everything because it makes it always, I think, look prettier. And then of course you've got crazy patterns, like here's a black one with rainbow vinyl tape. Here's sort of a fireworks, 4th of July fireworks inspired tape where we've got lots of different things going on. Here's a basket weave one where that's going in and out. That is only using electrical tape. It was one of my first hoops. And finally, like I said, my favorite hoop is my rainbow hoop, and I'm going to tell you guys about this hoop really quick. First I start with the sections of vinyl tape. Then I did a layer going around the inside of white gaff tape. And the reason I did that, you always want at least a little bit of gaff tape on the inside because that's what gives you grip around your body. The next thing I did was I took silver sparkle tape and I laid it in a spiral. And like I said, you never want to lay the sparkle tape. I like the mirror tape. It actually catches the light better than any of the other tapes, so when it's going in a circle, the mirror tape shines better than the glitter tape or the decorative tapes, other decorative tapes. So I laid a white going around one edge of it so you can see it on the color. And then I laid a matching color going on the other edge so you can see it on the white. So this is my current favorite hoop. It looks really pretty when it's going in a circle. So, and one thing I didn't do on any of these hoops, but I've done in the past, you can also do stripes going this way. Decide what colors. This is an old standby for me. I love anything purple, green, and gold. So I haven't had a purple, green, and gold hoop in a while. And we start with, unless I have a specific other thing to do, I generally start with the metallic to get that nice even width. And if you notice, I take some vinyl tape and I hold this down. I wrap it around somehow because otherwise when you're storing your specialty tapes, because they don't stick to each other, they'll unwind like that and get all over the place. So take off a length of metallic and think, what do you want? I'm probably going to do a really simple design. Like I said, this is probably going to be a student hoop. So I'll probably just do a stripe with purple and a stripe with green and a spiral. So I want it to be about that far apart. And this is the little trial and error part. I'm just going to do it a couple times. You know, say like I look at it, I hold it up, I say like that's about how much I want it to be apart, so I look at that. I'm going to try and get it to be about that much. And I might rip it off and try it again, you know, until I get it right. But I try not to waste too much tape. So here's my first try. I think that's going to be about right. So just in case, I'm going to hold up the tapes to it and make sure that it's what I want. I just did a really quick holding it up, and that's about what I want. You know, I think that's really simple for right now. That's all I really want. So I'm going to put these away. I was just doing that as a test. If that wasn't what I would want, I would undo it. I would rip it off and relay it. And then, you know, once I got it to where I'd want, I'd keep on taping like this. And then I'd rip this part off because by that time it would be looking really nasty because I'd ripped it off and put it back on and cut off the end, but I would have it right here. And how I'm laying it, and I know this is something a lot of people are having trouble with, is I opened it up and I'm pushing down with my finger. The hard part is going over this, so that's why I'm showing you that as I go. So you can see we're not getting any, we don't want any bumps or anything. That'll look really bad. And you see now it's looking a little bit closer together after I went over this, so I'm going to undo it a bit. And it can be changed a bit. Like there's not a lot of flexibility with it, but with pressure you can get it to open up a bit or close a bit. So there, that's closer to where I want it. I'm going in a circle. And I don't take off the backing until, like every now and then I might rip off the old stuff, but I don't take off the backing all the way. I just let it undo itself as I put my pressure around with my fingers. So I just finished off, and normally what I would do is I would cut another piece of the same type of tape, unless I wanted to change colors, and I would make it the same angle by lining it up. So I would start by going over it a bit, and that would make it the same angle. But I'm not going to do that right now because I'm going to go back and do the colors. So it's very important that you cover up the edges. I'm going to do the vinyl tape first because I want to use all the gaffing tape I have. Vinyl tape's really cheap. Gaffing tape is very expensive, so I don't want to put the gaff tape and cover it with vinyl. I'd rather put down vinyl tape and cover it with gaff. So I'm just going to start it, and note that I am covering the edge of the gold so that we do not see the edge of the gold. I go around and I lay it again with my finger. I'm always pushing with my left hand and my right hand is going around. And normally I do this while watching TV. And it doesn't have to be perfect, believe it or not. Most people can't tell if you've got little inconsistencies. So I'm going to just go ahead and stop there. Again, I cut it with scissors. I didn't rip it, even though it's rippable. I'm going to go ahead and finish off this little design. Put this down. The purple. So I'm holding it with my right hand and pushing with my left as I get to that point. I'm applying tension actually with my right so that it's not being laid down. Here's our nice section. As you can see there, everything's nice and smooth. We don't want to have any like little bumpy things. They're going to end up annoying you when you hoop, you know, catching on your hand and stuff. And I taped over this section too. The smoother you get that duct tape on there, the better this will look, because you can see that little section where the duct tape is, it doesn't look quite as nice. But that's to be expected. If you can really sand that down to make it nice and smooth and duct tape it really well, it won't do that. So, and of course once you get this down, if you want, you can go other ways and do lots of crazy patterns, but that's the basics of taping. And what you decide to do with it is up to you. The possibilities are endless. Woohoo! That's my wonderful husband who is taping this for me.